Okay. Right. So for those with an astute sense of observation, you might be noticing something a bit different to what you typically tend to notice in these vlogs, which is, yes, I decided to come on a bit of an evening, late afternoon / evening run today to where else? Dhruvatare, National Highway 75, and yeah, done with a bit of an evening snack and a coffee, and headed back now. It's 5:28 on the dash, and I expect to reach home by around 7 to half past 7. So just thought I'll do a quick catch up with you guys on the way, show you a bit of the evening / dusk sights on this highway. A bit of a change to what you're typically accustomed to seeing if you're in for that sort of a thing. So hang on, hang tight, and enjoy what's on offer. So I slept in a bit late this morning. Actually, I had plans with another Versys WhatsApp group member to head to Mulbagal to catch up on some of their delicious dosas, but I somehow had a bit of trouble sleeping last night, and I couldn't sleep till late into the wee hours of the morning. So I slept really late. I went into deep sleep late, couldn't get up, and just before sleeping at around 3 a.m. this morning, I sent him a message to just carry on, and I wouldn't be able to join. So that happened, and I woke up really late in the morning, and couldn't go anywhere. But somehow this pent-up ride inside of me kept nagging me, and finally I had to give in at around the afternoon time. Decided to head somewhere, and of course my number one choice always remains the Dhruvatare destination, and I decided to take the Versys and come here. Pretty uneventful week last week. I took my first dose of vaccine, the Covishield, and it knocked me out for one full day. So a bit of a funny story. I took the vaccine at around just before 1 in the afternoon, and till about 11 in the night I was absolutely in the pink of my health, so to speak. No soreness in the arm where the needle went in, no fever, no headache, no nothing. And I was a bit surprised by that, because with the case of my brother and my wife, who took the vaccine earlier to me, they started developing headache and soreness in the arm pretty much like 3 to 4 hours after they took the jab. And because this didn't happen with me, I started suspecting that have I been cheated by these vaccine people, because I've heard various accounts where they just put the needle inside and they don't actually inject you with the vaccine, and they tell you that yeah, it's all done and you can go home. And the cynical, skeptical side of me kept questioning whether that was something which had happened with me. But at around midnight, which is 12 a.m. that night, or the next day technically, whatever is the right way to look at it, I started getting some chills and shivers. Which is exactly what my wife got 2 days earlier to me. And then she went into a high fever and headache and all of that. So as soon as I started feeling these chills and shivers, I was extremely happy. I said, yay! So I do have the vaccine inside me. And of course, needless to say, those chills and shivers, later in the night, they would turn into fever and all of the usual expected things. And yeah, took a bit of dolo and all of that, and pretty much saw the night out. And the next day was I mean, in the morning, by around morning, the fever had gone down, but still a bit of weakness and headache remained. But by around 7 or 8 p.m. that day, I felt fit enough to sort of resume some amount of normalcy. So I logged in and got a bit of work done, and that was Thursday. Yeah, so Wednesday morning I took the vaccine, and Thursday all of this happened. And by Friday morning I was fully back to normal, and life came back to square one. So that's a bit of a good development. I really feel good about having taken the vaccine, because the shield of protection has started working its wonders around me, hopefully. I know that the antibodies still take about I don't know, maybe 3 weeks to a month to sort of gestate and take root inside the body, but at least it's a start. So the vaccine went in, it's now inside my body, doing whatever it's supposed to do, assimilating with the other bodily fluids, whatever, whatnot, producing antibodies, coagulants, whatever. So my fervent appeal to all of you is to take your vaccines as soon as possible. Do not delay it at all, which obviously you guys know. You don't need me to tell you, but still, if you are somehow being a bit bit lazy about it, or trying to put it off for whatever reason, please do not, because things can shit can hit the fan pretty soon in our country. And when the shit storm arrives again, whatever is the so-called third wave or whatever it is, again it will be a shit show, and there'll be a mad scramble again everywhere, and people will try to access vaccines, but then again there will be a total situation where nothing will be available, and you know the drill. So yeah, a couple of bikers in front of me. So the surprising thing today is, I thought I'll probably be one of the lone bikers at this hour, being after late afternoon, early evening and all of that. But I've seen a lot of expensive motorcycles and bikers out and about. So looks like quite a few of us had the same idea today. Right. So if you can, I don't know how much you can tell from the camera, the clouds look dark and ominous in the distance, and I'm sure I'll get caught in all sorts of stormy weather very soon. In fact, on the way here it rained quite a bit. I kept riding because it's been quite a while since I've ridden in the rain. And although I like to believe that I don't really like riding in the rain, on some level I probably do. And the good part is with if it rains for a bit and then if it stops, and if you keep on riding, the wind which is hitting you from the front pretty much has a tendency to dry out most of your clothes and everything pretty soon. So whenever it is that you stop, you are pretty much dry, so nothing to be too worried about. Actually, this is turning out to be a real magical experience, to be very honest. There is one more GS coming behind me. Yeah, there he is in all his BMW glory, with the panniers, the top box, the whole shebang. I'll let them go. I am in no mood to speed today. I want to just soak up this beautiful weather and everything in front of me. I also wanted to push the limits of this motorcycle today, and on the way, when there was a bit of a safe opportunity to do so, I really pushed this bike up to a speed of 150, and needless to say, the bike just you can't feel it at all, to be very honest. The superior windshield, the handling of this bike, everything just is on a different level altogether. If one were to ask me to describe this motorcycle in one word, right, I would say it's a two-wheeled car. That's exactly what it is in terms of comfort, in terms of the feeling of stability that it gives you, in terms of the smoothness, in terms of everything. It's actually a two-wheeled car. That's exactly what I think about this motorcycle, and sometimes that is exactly what I want, and sometimes that's exactly not what I want. So yeah, it's got both dimensions to the kind of experiences I tend to get out of this bike. The other thing is, just because you have a bike which is a so-called super bike, 650cc with a parallel twin engine and all of that package, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to rip the nuts of the engine in terms of speed. So I am at about 85 right now. Beautiful, sweet spot, sweet zone. The bike is just purring along. I am in no hurry. I am in no mood to wring the neck of the accelerator and make it do crazy speeds. So sometimes these small town folk and these villagers, like these guys in front of me, they like to sort of test me or test somebody like me with just trying to go fast as if to try to prove a point. But really, hey, it doesn't really matter. And there are times when I feel like responding to that challenge. But yeah, I don't. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm in that zone, and that's why I'm out here on the highway. It's starting to get darker and darker, and I'm also wearing my sunglasses because that's what I wore when I left from Kawasaki, because it was still quite hot and sunny. So looks like I will have to stop somewhere on the highway soon and shift back to my regular prescription glasses. The sun is still doing a bit of peekaboo from behind the clouds, as you can see. So there is a bit of sun now on the road, and again the shadows fall from the clouds. Otherwise, nothing much going on. Life is good. I haven't got anything too clever or any specific topic to talk about. It's just a weekly check-in that I am doing. We'll probably try and do a 15-minute video, 15-minute upload, and yeah, just keep it nice, breezy, and relaxing. I've got to say, I'm really loving this dusk sort of a feeling. It's almost transitioning from light to dark. That's exact twilight. That's the sort of zone that we are in terms of the time of the day. Really, this is a wonderful experience. I am feeling some sort of a magic taking over my senses, to be honest. So today, when I thought about starting out in this direction, I had two thoughts in my mind. One was to, of course, take the Versys, which was the natural sort of thought process, because this bike is just so easy to pick for these type of rides. But I also had a parallel thought to take out the CB350 today, because that's a bike on which I have not done any videos in quite some time, but it's still a bike that I continue to enjoy quite a bit on a day-to-day basis. It's just that that bike has not made a not made an appearance on any of my videos in the recent past. So just to give it a bit of video air